Good morning, Santa Clarita. Delgado here with you on this Thursday, July 10th, pre-Friday, Little Friday. It's almost here. We just have to get through the workday today, and then the weekend is ours. But we actually have Jade Aubuchon, co-news director, here from the newsroom to give us our local news headlines. Good morning, Jade.
Good morning, Delgado. How are we doing today?
Not too bad. I'm not outside. It's already 80 degrees, and it's already only 8:30.
It's a bit warm.
It's a bit warm. It's going to be 105 today here. So stay inside if you can. Put it on the air, as God intended.
Yes, AC is definitely a gift. Let's talk about what's happening in Santa Clarita this week. Unfortunately, we do have some bad news for anybody who needs to go grocery shopping out in the Castaic area. As you know, we only really have one grocery store out towards Castaic, and that is the Ralph's off of Hasley Canyon Road, ever since the other one that was further up in Castaic shut down a couple of years back. Unfortunately, the Ralph's off of Hasley Canyon Road, let me finish my coffee, has been shut down due to a vermin infestation by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. We don't really have any other details besides the fact that there is a quote-unquote vermin infestation somewhere on the property.
Right, and that doesn't mean, and when I see vermin, I think of there's like rats running everywhere.
Yeah, you're talking a full Ratatouille situation.
Exactly.
No.
That's what I'm thinking. But it doesn't necessarily mean that.
No, it can mean that, a roach or two was seen or that a mouse was seen, which, as you were actually just mentioning, it is summer.
Yeah.
This is exactly when we start seeing a lot of these little creatures start coming inside. If you've listened to the Senior Hour and one of our guests, Cardin Ellis from Unipest, you hear a lot about this is the time period that all of these little critters start coming inside to try to share.
The ants, I hate ants so much.
Ants are rough.
I hate them so much. And there's like no food around, but they come out in droves. I hate it because it's summer.
And they don't even pay rent.
No, they don't.
But yeah, the Ralph's off of Hasley Canyon Road has been shut down, at least temporarily. Normally, the way that this works with the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health is they shut it down for a little bit, allow management to get a handle on the situation, send another inspector out, and then usually allow it to reopen. Upside is that, speaking anecdotally with people in the community, we don't really hear complaints about cleanliness from that store. Usually it's just complaints about poor customer service from that Ralph's.
Okay.
We hear that a lot from Castaic residents. So hopefully this will be cleared up pretty quickly.
Yeah, and hopefully some changes come when they reopen for some better customer service there.
That is what we are hoping for. Now, some other big news that happened in the Santa Clarita Valley this week was during the Santa Clarita City Council meeting, there was a big hullabaloo.
I saw this. It got pretty intense. What Tuesday was?
It was indeed Tuesday. So let's jump back a little bit. Approximately 2 weeks ago, Planning Commissioner Denise Light, which she may be former Planning Commissioner now, I will have to check in on that, received an email from one of the city council members. As a matter of fact, it was the city council member that had put her forward to the Planning Commission for approval just 9 months ago, Councilmember Lorraine West. Councilmember West sent her an email, which we have a copy of on our website, that essentially said, hey, I am requiring your resignation by Friday. This was just one day after a planning commission meeting. So a lot of accusations and allegations have been thrown around. And in the community, there's been a lot of questions as to why this came up. But during the meeting itself, what eventually happened was there was a 2-3 vote with Lorraine West, Bill Miranda, and Patsy Ayala voting to remove Denise Light from the Planning Commission, and council members Jason Gibbs and Marsha McLean voting to keep her, which, to keep in mind, according to the municipal code, a planning commissioner can be removed with or without cause. So according to the bylaws of the city, this is entirely by the book. There was a lot of questions, though, about Denise's sudden requirement for removal, according to Lorraine, considering it came very close after news about a development here in Old Town Newhall that Lorraine had a part in arranging. in her place as a city council member. So if you want more details on that, I definitely suggest going over to our website. Our reporter, Sophia, has done a great job at any of the city council
and if
meetings.
you missed that actual, you can read it. I think we published the whole statement yesterday on hometownstation.com, but also on our social media. We have the actual video of everything going down. It was pretty interesting. I did have my popcorn watching it.
It was
something
very
to watch.
interesting, especially when Lorraine brought this movement forward saying, hey, I'd like to remove my planning commissioner. And you have a good 10 seconds of silence from the other city council members when they go, interesting.
So yes, head on over to hometownstation.com. And I believe Denise Light was on Politics on the Pulpit yesterday with host Pastor Jerry Cook, and did confirm that she is going to be running for city council in the upcoming election when that changeover happens. So that was just an announcement. I think that which spawned from the city council. I think she at the meeting did announce that she's going to be running just to change things up here in Santa Clarita.
Correct. She actually did confirm that the night of to our reporter, Sophia, which Denise has run in the past and done fairly well. She's usually come in like the top 5 worth of candidates. But that was also when we had at-large voting. It's now by district. And what that means is that back in the day, aka just a few years ago, whenever an election would happen, the entirety of the city of Santa Clarita residents would vote for essentially whatever top 3 or top 2, however many seats were in the running for that election, those top 2 vote getters would get into city council. Now it's by district. There are 5 districts in the city of Santa Clarita, and we're slowly shifting over to that. So now it's segmented. So instead of it being all members of residents of the city of Santa Clarita voting for all members of city council, now you just vote for your representative area, which you can find information on what area you are in on the santaclarita.gov website.
Right, yeah, because actually I'm not even sure which one I think. I'm over in Canyon Country, so I'll find that out.
Yeah, you will find that out. I think I'm in area 3.
Not sure. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Something also a little bit interesting this week. Let me tell you about a very interesting headline. What do you know about Cars?
I like the movie.
I love the movie Cars.
The movie's Cars.
If you haven't seen F1, I called the plot of that movie is what if Doc Hudson were the main character?
Okay.
So that's my official review for F1 with Brad Pitt. Also, Doc Hudson would also be Brad Pitt, just to clarify.
Yeah.
But a very rare car was unfortunately stolen from a home in Stevenson Ranch just 2 days ago.
Okay.
When I say rare car, I mean rare car. Under 3,000 of these cars were ever made. This is the 2019 ZR1 Corvette.
Yeah, I've seen it around town, probably in the Corvette Club. Was in the parade, I wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it. We have a picture on hometownstation.com. It is a beautiful car.
Beautiful. It's this gorgeous orange. And in that particular model and make, because this is a orange coupe and a 2019 ZR1, only about 600 of that particular combination were ever made. Unfortunately, one of them that resides here in the Santa Clarita Valley and was seen in the 4th of July parade was stolen early Wednesday morning at about 3:30 a.m. from right out front of the house where it lives.
Yeah, that's all that sucks.
It really sucks. And this is a on the low end used vehicle. You're talking about $180,000. Newer, you're getting close to the $300,000 range. Good thing is that the owner actually contacted me this morning and said that this car has been cited. Yes, it was stolen, but it has been seen. Unfortunately, it is down in the LA near the Compton area. It was posted onto someone's Instagram story.
Okay. All right.
But the car is out there. And this is important news because I already said this is a very rare car, right? As a matter of fact, the Corvette version in the same color, only 3 of them were ever sold to Canada. And I bring that up because one of those 3 was stolen last year, disappeared for a month, and then only half of it showed up again.
Oh, okay. So,
completely stripped to parts.
So it's chopped up like immediately almost.
Immediately almost. So, we do have a car-napped vehicle out there that hopefully law enforcement is tracking down. But as soon as we get more updates on this case, we will provide it.
I was gonna say like that's not the smartest criminal, but smart criminals does not really go together there.
No,
So,
no, they don't.
criminals
But
for a reason. So
you
posting
know,
on social media, like, and you've seen this time and time again of people broadcasting their crimes with their faces on it. I'm like, you guys are dumb. I'm like, well, they are criminals, so yeah,
they are
they're gonna be dumb.
indeed criminals, and it's very entertaining because I'm looking at this account's Instagram story right now. So it's been made private since then, but I'm just a member of the media, and we could find your Instagram story. We'll see what law enforcement does.
So it is found kind of in the general area, so they have a good lead, as it were, to get this car back. Hopefully, it's not stripped and the resident gets its car back fully intact.
Here's hoping.
All right. Well, any other news headlines for us?
No, I think we're good so far. It is definitely going to be warm this week, so definitely stay inside, stay safe, and please stay hydrated. That is one of the big things is once you start being dehydrated, it is very hard to fix that. And heat and sun sickness and poisoning are very serious. This isn't something that just affects children and pets. It can absolutely impact adults. And I do want to bring this up. In the newsroom, we hear a lot whenever a heat wave hits, hikers getting airlifted because they don't realize how quickly it gets warm. Here's our suggestion. If it is already, you are starting your hike and it's already 80 degrees, that's going to be a very short hike. You don't want to get out into the middle of Townsley Canyon open space, Placerita Canyon open space, because by the time 10 o'clock hits, you're going to be on top of a ridge line and it's going to be 110 degrees where you are.
Yeah, it is already 80 degrees now.
It is 80 degrees and it's not even 9 a.m.
Right.
So be prepared. Bring water, wear a hat. We see that happen a lot where people just aren't prepared for how quickly it gets warm. So don't ever be afraid to, do a short hike, come back another day, or get up earlier.
Right. Tomorrow it's going to be 10 degrees earlier, so you'll be fine, or get up earlier if needed, or go out later. So it's only going to last, a few hours. The sunlight's going to be out up until almost 9 o'clock, so bring a flashlight if you need. It's going to be cooler at night. Do your hike then. Yeah. So we don't have to report you getting airlifted. Yeah,
no. It's a little bit funny, but we're always a little concerned for the people who are going out because I say it's funny because, we have a heat wave and we're like, well, all right, let's see how long it takes for a hiker to get to need help. But we always hope that they don't need it.
I said it. My neighbor was out just cleaning his lawnmower in the middle yesterday when I got home about 3 o'clock. And sure enough, the ambulance came because he had passed out because it was him. And I laughed in his face, like, what are you doing? He was fine. He's okay.
Yeah. But
I'm like,
be
what
prepared.
are you doing?
Be prepared. You live in Southern California. Take precautions.
Yes. We're smart enough in that.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Jade, for the news updates. And if you want any more stories, the full story, and more information, head on over to hometownstation.com. Well, good morning, Santa Clarita. I'm Delgado. This is KHTS FM 98.1 and AM 1220 and HometownsStation.com.